Welcome to the arena, fans. This is all Brecker Buzz, your ringside pass to everything WWE. Stay tuned, subscribe, and let's rumble. The wrestling world was rocked to its core by a storyline twist no one saw coming, an emotional narrative that sent shockwaves across arenas, locker rooms, and living rooms everywhere. It was the kind of moment that made fans freeze in place, wondering if what they were witnessing was scripted drama or something far more serious. In this fictional arc, Seth Rollins, the architect, the visionary, was written into one of the most intense storylines of his career, one that carried the weight of tragedy, heartbreak, and a deep examination of the pressures performers face. The moment was crafted to feel raw, overwhelming, and unforgettable, pulling the audience into a wave of emotion that didn't let go. The storyline that took a dark turn. In this dramatic narrative, Seth's in-ring injury became the centerpiece of a powerful cautionary tale. Designed as a fictional crisis within the show, the storyline portrayed his fall as the result of mounting tension, unheeded warnings, and a high-risk match that spiraled out of control. While entirely scripted, it was crafted to make fans question everything about the environment their favorite heroes step into each night. The creative team built the atmosphere with precision. Lingering camera shots, hushed commentary, and genuine-looking reactions to sell the gravity of the moment without crossing real-world boundaries. The match that shocked everyone. From the beginning, the match was clearly framed as something bigger than a standard bout. The pacing felt tense, the moves were executed with extra emphasis, and the chemistry between Seth and his opponent suggested that something monumental was about to unfold. When the scripted high-risk maneuver went wrong, it sent the arena into stunned silence, leaving viewers at home gripping the edges of their seats. The commentators immediately shifted into a somber tone, blurring the line between performance and panic in a way that elevated the drama to unforgettable heights. The moment was intentionally unsettling, driving home the point that even in fiction, risk is part of the world these characters inhabit. Warnings ignored. A fictional backstage perspective. The storyline expanded beyond the ring by revealing that, earlier in the night, Seth had voiced concerns about the layout of the match. This fictional detail added depth and tension to the arc, painting Seth as a veteran who understood the dangers of pushing limits too far. The creative choice to include him being told to make it work elevated the story's emotional impact, allowing fans to connect with his character in a deeper, more empathetic way. It was never meant as a real accusation against any organization, but rather as a dramatic device to highlight the narrative's theme: the internal conflict between passion and self-preservation. The injury that changed everything. Once the storyline injury occurred, the writers pushed the intensity to its peak. The referees broke character, trainers rushed down the ramp, and Seth's opponent stood frozen, selling concern and disbelief. The crowd's energy shifted from excitement to emotional devastation, and the camera captured every detail, every expression, every tremble of uncertainty. This was no ordinary storyline beat. This was a moment crafted to bring out genuine emotion, to remind fans why wrestling storytelling can be among the most powerful in all of sports entertainment. Becky Lynch's heartfelt involvement. Becky Lynch's role in the story elevated the emotional stakes even further. In the world of the narrative, she was watching everything unfold from backstage, only to break through security to check on Seth when the moment spiraled out of control. Her reaction, distress, fear, determination, added a personal layer that resonated deeply with fans. This fictional portrayal positioned her as a partner torn between her own career and the fear of losing the person who meant the most to her. It was a dramatic storytelling moment that showcased her range as both a performer and a character. An anniversary. Overshadowed by tragedy. The dramatic script included a planned celebratory segment for Becky and Seth, later in the show, meant to highlight their bond and history. Instead, the storyline flipped that joy into heartbreak, placing Becky in a fictional hospital waiting room as part of the arc. The contrast between celebration and fear was written to amplify the emotion, giving fans a narrative gut punch that hit harder than anything the ring could deliver. It was a reminder of how wrestling storytelling can pivot instantly from triumph to tragedy for maximum dramatic impact. Becky's strength in the days that followed. As the storyline continued, Becky delivered a powerful in-character statement that framed her as a pillar of strength. She thanked the fictional medical team, the fans, and everyone who supported Seth in the aftermath of the incident. Behind the scenes of the storyline, writers crafted moments of vulnerability, showing Becky questioning the toll of the business, the sacrifices performers make, and the emotional cost of living in a world defined by constant risk. Her character's grief was portrayed with depth and nuance, becoming one of the most compelling chapters of the arc. The wrestling community unites. To elevate the storyline even further, performers from across the wrestling world were written into segments sharing emotional tributes and memories of Seth. Roman Reigns' in-story speech stood out as one of the most heartfelt moments, as he talked about brotherhood, loyalty, and the way Seth made everyone around him better. Dean Ambrose's appearance added another layer of emotional weight, symbolizing unity beyond rivalries or companies. These tributes were crafted to show that even in fiction, the wrestling world is portrayed as a family bound by deep respect and shared passion. A storyline spark that prompts change. Within the narrative, WWE leadership responded by announcing sweeping new safety initiatives in Seth's honor. Though fictional, these additions to the story created momentum and purpose, turning tragedy into motivation for reform. Behind the scenes, the writers used these elements to spark conversation among fans about the importance of wrestler safety, presenting Seth's storyline arc as a catalyst for change in the fictional world being portrayed. A legacy built on strength and advocacy. As the story moved forward, Becky established the fictional Seth Rollins Safety Foundation, a symbolic gesture within the storyline that represented hope, unity, and commitment to the future. The foundation's purpose was to push for better safety standards, support injured performers, and keep Seth's memory alive as an inspiration for positive change. Though fictional, the idea resonated with fans who understood the deeper message the writers were conveying. Fans around the world respond. The emotional impact of the storyline extended far beyond the scripted tributes. Fans filled social media with artwork, messages, and memories tied to Seth's character. Digital candlelight vigils, tribute videos, and charity fan events appeared across platforms, showing just how deeply this narrative touched the community. It was a testament to the bond between wrestlers and fans, a connection built on passion, history, and shared moments of joy and heartbreak. A storyline that shifts the industry forward. In the final phase of this powerful arc, the focus turned toward rebuilding. Becky stepped into a leadership role, strong, determined, and committed to shaping a better world for performers. Promotions in the narrative began collaborating to improve safety, showcasing unity that transcended rivalries. The story ended not with despair, but with determination, emphasizing that Seth's legacy would live on through every positive step the wrestling world took moving forward. A legacy that will never fade. The storyline surrounding Seth Rollins was more than a dramatic twist. It was a reminder of how wrestling can tell stories that reach deep into the heart. His fictional passing left a void within the narrative, but it also planted the seeds for growth, unity, and progress. Seth's legacy as a performer, mentor, and visionary will continue to inspire characters and fans alike for years to come. His story became a symbol of strength, courage, and the importance of protecting those who make wrestling so unforgettable.